I'm married, we have a 2-year-old daughter, we laugh, we make dinner, we hold hands in the grocery store. I love my husband. That's the part I need you to hear first. Because what I'm about to say doesn't make sense, not even to me. I didn't cheat because I was lonely, or because I stopped loving him. I cheated because one day I realized someone else saw me, and I couldn't unfeel that. He was just a friend, until he wasn't. And the moment I told him how I felt, I lost control of everything I thought I was. I thought I'd feel guilt. I didn't. I thought it would end after that night. It didn't. And now, every time I kiss my husband goodnight, I wonder how long I can live in a life I already left in my head. I live in Ashland, Oregon, with my husband Evan and our 2-year-old daughter Lily. We've been married for 4 years, and if you asked anyone, friends, family, neighbors, they'd probably say we're solid. Not flashy, not dramatic, just good. And I guess most days I'd say the same. Evan is kind, consistent, the kind of man who remembers your coffee order and checks your tire pressure before a road trip. He reads to Lily every night, sends me memes he thinks I'll laugh at, makes sure the bills are paid. We don't fight often. When we do, it's over stupid things. Laundry, dishes, who forgot to restock diapers. I'm not unhappy. That's what makes this so hard to explain. I've never felt like a prisoner in my marriage. I've never looked at Evan and thought, I want out. We kiss goodbye in the mornings. We cook dinner side by side. We have a shared calendar, a favorite Thai place, a Sunday routine that runs like clockwork. So why did I do what I did? Why did I cross a line that I swore I never would? Why did I let something that wasn't even supposed to exist completely take over my mind? I don't have a clean answer. And maybe that's why I'm telling this now. Not to confess, not to be forgiven, but just to try to understand myself. Because the truth is, I still love my husband. And I still did the one thing I never thought I was capable of. His name is Tyler. We met through mutual friends maybe 6 or 7 years ago, back when Evan and I had just started dating. He was always around, the kind of guy who shows up early to help set up the chairs, stays late to clean up the dishes. Easygoing. Funny without trying. Everyone liked him, including Evan. At first, I barely thought about him. He was just part of the group. Someone who came to barbecues, joined game nights, held Lily when she was tiny and crying. He became a friend, then a close friend. And somehow, without either of us meaning to, he became a habit. We'd meet for coffee now and then. Lunch sometimes, especially when Evan was swamped at work. We talked about everything. My classes, his job, the random stuff you don't even bother explaining to most people. There were no red flags, nothing inappropriate, not even a flirt. It was just easy. Easier than I expected it to be, considering I was married and he was single and we probably spent too much time together. Then one day, he brushed a strand of hair off my face. It was such a small thing, a nothing gesture, but it made something shift inside me. I started noticing the way he laughed at my jokes, the way he leaned in when I talked, the way my stomach fluttered when he hugged me goodbye, and his hand stayed half a second too long. And then came the worst part, the realization I didn't hate any of it. Not the butterflies, not the quiet thrill, not even the guilt. I didn't plan for it to become anything. But suddenly, I couldn't stop thinking about him. It started small. I'd catch myself smiling at his texts longer than I should, rereading them, waiting for them. I began dressing a little differently when I knew I'd see him. Nothing dramatic, just softer sweaters, a little mascara, perfume I hadn't worn in a year. It wasn't about seduction, it was about being seen. And with Tyler, I felt like I was. There was a lunch one afternoon, just us, like usual. We sat outside at this little cafe downtown. He made me laugh so hard I snorted water through my nose, and instead of being embarrassed, I laughed harder. He looked at me like I was the only person on that street. And in that moment, I forgot I had a ring on my finger. Not literally, I wasn't delusional, but emotionally, it was like something cracked open. I went home and made dinner like always. Evan asked how my day was. I smiled, lied, said it was slow, then watched him cut vegetables and wondered what was wrong with me. Because the truth was, I wasn't unhappy with Evan, but I felt more alive in a 45-minute coffee with Tyler than I had in months of routine with my husband. I tried to pull away, tried to cancel lunch, tried to say no to the next walk, the next errand, the next casual hangout, but every time I saw his name pop up, my heart jumped. Every time he smiled, I forgot I was married. I told myself it had to stop, that I couldn't keep walking this line between friend and something else, between safe and selfish, between being a wife and being this person I didn't even recognize. So I messaged him one morning, said I needed some space, that things were starting to feel confusing, and I didn't trust myself. He replied fast, said he understood, said he respected it, said, "I'll be here if you need me." I cried when I read that, because I knew I would need him, and that terrified me. For 3 days, we didn't talk. I kept busy, cleaning closets, baking things Lily didn't even want to eat, folding laundry that didn't need folding. But everything in my head circled back to him. What he'd say, what he'd think if he knew how twisted up I felt. Then on the 4th day, I caved. I asked if we could meet. Just to talk, just to clear the air, just one more time. We met at a park near the river. There were kids playing, joggers going past, couples walking dogs, and yet the only thing I could hear was the sound of my heart. I told him I was falling for him, that it wasn't planned, that I felt like I was going crazy, that I hated myself for even saying it out loud. I cried. He didn't run. He pulled me in, not dramatically, not like in a movie, just quietly, like I'd said what he already knew. And somewhere in that moment, wrapped in silence and sunlight and everything I wasn't supposed to feel, I stopped thinking, stopped resisting, and crossed a line I swore I never would. When I got home that evening, Lily was already in pajamas. Evan had given her a bath, read her 2 books, and left the 3rd one on the nightstand, because he knew it was her favorite with me. He handed me a cup of tea and asked how my walk had gone. I said it was nice. Then I excused myself to the shower, not because I needed one, but because I didn't know how else to wash off what I'd done. I kept waiting for guilt to hit me like a truck. It didn't. What came instead was silence. Like something inside me had turned down the volume on the world, and the only thing left playing was him. His voice, his hands, the way he looked at me right before everything blurred. And suddenly, Evan felt far away. Too far. Like I was watching my life through a window I couldn't open. He tried. Over the next few days, he made my coffee early, cleaned up the car, asked if I wanted to plan a little weekend away, just the 2 of us. And I said yes to all of it, smiled, nodded, kissed him goodnight, played my part. But every time he touched me, I felt like I was acting in a life I didn't belong to anymore. And what scared me most wasn't what I'd done, it was that I didn't want to undo it. Because no matter how many times I told myself to forget, I kept thinking about him. Evan didn't change. He still brought me my favorite pastries on Fridays, still left little reminders on the fridge. Drink water. You're doing great. Still watched cartoons with Lily and let her climb all over him while I pretended to scroll my phone. Anything to avoid being part of that world for a few minutes longer. He loved me. I could feel that. But I couldn't feel with him anymore. It was like trying to plug into a socket that no longer fit. He'd hold my hand on the couch, and I'd sit there wondering how long I'd have to wait before it felt like it used to. It never did. I stopped meeting Tyler, deleted old messages, blocked his number. I did everything I was supposed to, and still, my mind kept drifting. Back to that day. Back to what it felt like to fall and not be caught, but not care. I wanted to snap out of it, to wake up and feel the weight of what I risked. But instead, I felt blank, like part of me had gone missing, and no one around me noticed, including me. And Evan, sweet, dependable Evan, just kept showing up, kept asking if I was okay, kept trying, and I kept lying, because what else could I do? Tell him the truth and burn the whole thing down? Or keep pretending I still lived in this life? When in reality, I hadn't been home in weeks? Time passed. Holidays came and went. We took a short trip to the coast, took pictures, smiled, posted them like everyone else. To the outside world, we looked fine, happy even. Inside, I was still trying to stitch myself back together with threads that wouldn't hold. Evan never found out. Or if he did, he never said a word. Maybe he chose to believe my smile. Maybe he was afraid of what the truth might be. I haven't seen Tyler since that day, but he lives in my head like background noise, always humming. Not loud, but never gone. There are days I want to tell Evan everything, fall at his feet, beg him to forgive the version of me I don't even recognize. But I don't, because I don't want to lose him. I don't want to lose Lily. I don't want to lose this life I still believe in, even if I'm the one who cracked it. I still cook dinner. I still laugh at his jokes. I still wake up next to him and whisper good morning. But sometimes, not always, but often enough, I catch myself staring past him. And all I can think is, I'm still in my marriage, but my mind is somewhere else.